Why don't you come here? Hello, everybody. It's me and Buddy, and this is another installment of Kayla Asks. I'm starting a new series today called Face Your Fears Challenge, and the idea is that we choose discomfort for the sake of personal growth, right? So it's just the idea that we don't grow by being stagnant, right? So just being comfortable all the time, it might seem like the goal, but if we're going to be continually growing as people, we're going to have to face our fears. We're going to have to face the things that are uncomfortable for us and identify what it is that makes them uncomfortable. So, for starters, I decided to face one of my fears, which is the fear of someone overpowering me, right? So, I'm not exactly a big person. I'm a tiny lady. And like a lot of women, I do think about what I would do if someone tried to overpower me physically. Would I be able to defend myself? Do I have any skills? Have I ever really even thought about it? I don't have any sort of training in self-defense. So I decided to start being more comfortable with the idea of learning how to use a firearm, using a gun. So my boyfriend Adam and I had been talking about us going out somewhere and he could teach me how to shoot. And his family friend has a really nice property where they go hunting. And one day I just decided, you know what, let's just go this weekend. Let's just do it. There's really nothing on the property other than like a little shack. And there's, no plumbing, no running water, right? So we'd be roughing it, just for a night. So I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity. I can rough it, which is something I've never done, and I can be learning how to shoot a gun. So I'm putting myself in uncomfortable situations everywhere you look. So we get out there, and I'm ready to just settle into this little shack. I'm ready to be one with nature. I'm ready to disconnect from my phone. And we get there, and it's not at all like I pictured. And I don't know what I pictured. I guess I pictured the little shack to be more than a work shed. So it's literally a work shed made of plywood. It's got a lawnmower in there and all these tools, and there's a bed. And there's things that they use during the winter, during hunting, like a refrigerator, a coffee pot, a microwave. But there's mouse poop everywhere. All over the bed. I thought, I cannot sleep in here. What was I thinking? This isn't comfortable. This isn't nice. I don't feel one with nature out here in a shed. But I checked myself. And before I could say anything about regretting this or I wish we would have brought a tent, I held my tongue. And I thought, you know what, Kayla, this is part of what you're trying to do. This is not your comfort zone. This is the opposite of your comfort zone. And you're going to be just fine and you're going to do it. So we start shooting. I shot a couple of shots, and first of all, the volume of that explosion, my ears were ringing, and I had seen the explosion happen in front of me, and I felt the kickback in my hands, and my ears are buzzing and ringing, and I just felt a little overwhelmed. So I looked at Adam with my mouth just open, and I just shook my head. And I handed him the gun. And I said, I just need a little break. So I walked around a little bit and I reminded myself again why I'm here. I could have just said, okay, that's enough. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to do this anymore. I tried. It's not why we're out here. It's not why we're out here. You need to keep going because you need to not let fear decide what you're going to do. It's the whole idea. Accept that you're scared, accept that you're uncomfortable, and do it anyway. So I got my stance. I took the gun. I got my, what do you call it? My grip all set, just like he taught me. The problem was I wasn't hitting my target because whenever I would get all set, everything was right. And then when I would go to pull that trigger back, I would hesitate. And it would make my aim completely off of what it had been and make me miss my target. So this time, rather than hesitating with that trigger and changing my aim, I lined up my aim, and before I even put my hand on the trigger or moved my hand at all, I said to myself, "You are strong," and I pulled. And I hit it. I hit the can that I was aiming at. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And I mean, it wasn't all in a row. I'm not like a sharpshooter already. But I ended up hitting 3 targets or so, 3 or 4. Never shooting a gun before, and I only fired like maybe 12 shots total the whole time, which I thought was really good. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this idea of being scared but going for it anyway, I just saw play out with my very own eyes. And I'm just so excited to see what else I can do now that I know, hey, this really does work. Again, the whole idea is that when you face your fears, you're able to find courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. Okay, let me say that again. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is fully accepting that you are scared, but you just do it anyway. You just go for it. So, on Kayla Asks, with this series, I'm not only asking myself, what is it that I'm avoiding, that I'm afraid of, that I can improve? And I'm going to share that with you. But along the way, what is it that pops into your head when you think of things that you avoid? Things that you know you could be better about, but you avoid them. You stay away from them because it's more comfortable that way. Or you tell yourself, well, I'm just not the type of person who blank. And what would life be like if you slowly started chiseling away at those icebergs of avoidance and fear? So let me know what types of things come to your mind, even if it's not something you're ready to even tackle yet. And I'd be really interested to see what you guys come up with, because I have a feeling you're not alone. All right, that's it for now. Make sure that if you want to follow along and join in this, I'd love for this whole Kayla Asks pursuit of a meaningful life thing that I'm doing to be more of a community, because I'm done being a lone wolf about everything. There's so much that you can, there's so many ways you can grow personally by having a community. So please join up. I'd love to have you follow, subscribe, and do all those things on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I hope to hear from you guys. Take care.